guys, we are back with another digital bullet journal setup video for March 2023. So last month I asked my customers what theme they wanted to see next, and fairies was the most suggested one. So that will be the theme for this month's setup. Now this collection is actually my biggest one yet, with over 900 individual stickers in the collection. As you can see with the title spread, I'm using a variety of botanical stickers to create what I'd imagine a fairy's home would look like. I'm not gonna lie though, this was probably the most challenging collection I've created yet, as even though I've been drawing since I learned how to hold a pencil, I've never actually drawn a fairy before. So I had to use a lot of references for this, and even watched a few fairy related or fairy tale movies in general to keep me inspired. So shout out to Tinkerbell, Peter Pan and Shrek. Once the fairy home is done, of course we gotta add the fairy stickers because this is a fairy themed setup after all. Oh, and for the March label, as you can see, instead of having the entire word in one font, I thought it would fit well to use those decorative letters you usually see in fairy tale books. These are actually called vintage drop caps, and I got the idea from the opening scene in Shrek. You know when the movie starts off with the once upon a time story and it shows us a storybook? Yep, I got the idea from there. So again, shout out to Shrek, which is probably one of my favorite animated movies of all time. Now onto the monthly spread. To make life easier, I used a ready-to-use template for the calendar. Now you don't have to do this, the sticker collection has more than enough elements to create your own monthly spread from scratch while still keeping up with the theme. And of course, because this is all digital and we work smarter not harder, I simply just copy the March label I used for the title spread onto the monthly spread. I also use a drop cap letters to label each day of the week for the calendar. Previously, I've always used half or the full word for each day, so this was a good change. And to label the dates, I just drew a black circle and wrote the number inside. You know, just the standard. Now onto the tracker spread. Again, I just used the ready-to-use template for this and inserted the tracker widgets separately. I'm only tracking 3 things this month, which is exercise, taking my vitamins, and to sleep at least 8 hours each night. Now for the mood tracker. I thought of creating a fairy themed mood tracker where I used a color legend to indicate my mood for that day. But I decided to go with this graph method instead, as the theme is already filled with illustrations. I wanted to balance it out and avoid too much overkill with the illustrations. And finally, the weekly spread. I just use the same borders for the left, right and bottom sides, and then place the cutout page on top. I then use the grey highlighter sticker to separate the days of the week. You're more than welcome to use any other colour, but I think this theme is already so colourful itself and the grey balances it out. I then use the drop cap letters to label each day of the week and the notes section for the spread, and then place the dates of each day on the opposite end. So here is a final look of this month's bullet journal setup. This is probably the most illustration I've done for a digital spread, and I'm loving how it turned out. A big thank you to my beloved customer for suggesting the theme, and hopefully I did well in bringing it to life. If you have any other themes or perhaps a different spread you want to see in next month's setup video, let me know in the comments. And yeah, hope you have a magical day, everyone.